one of the biggest things in anime right now is the distribution, and
Hmm.
it's split up between Crunchyroll, Netflix, and other like streaming services.
Right.
Um, and it changes kind of the way we used to watch anime, because back in the day we used to watch on like Toonami or Kids WB or Fox Kids.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's more accessible now for everybody. But is it good for the industry? And are there any like downsides? What do you think?
As far as is what good for the industry? The
Them being on streaming platforms versus coming out on something like a Toonami or
oh
Kids WB.
well, consider how when we were kids, cable television was the only way we could really absorb anime, and you gotta meet the people where they are. Most people don't have cable, to my knowledge. I know I don't. Streaming makes the most sense because when we were I mean, when I was in like high school, people was watching anime on YouTube and like small little grainy bits and sections that were chopped up like mad times, or they was trying to pirate it or torrent it. So having it
I
on
remember going to
Netflix,
the bootleg corner store and getting the VHS tapes, and it was all subbed, no English,
oh
nothing.
yeah, you was in the trenches with it. I was fortunate enough. I watched most of my shows as a kid on television, like Kids WB, like Toonami, in the 90s, early 2000s. So by the time I was reintroduced to anime, because I had a period from most of my high school years where I kind of stopped watching anime. I didn't actually even really know the word anime till I was in college, because to me they were just cartoons. Nobody was
Yeah.
telling me like, "Oh, this is anime." Dragon Ball Z was just a super dope cartoon. But I was in college, and my homeboy's girlfriend was like, "Yo, this anime Bleach is fire," and I was like, "What's anime?" She was like, "You ever seen Dragon Ball Z?" I was like, "Yeah, fuck with Dragon Ball Z." She was like, "Yeah, that's an anime." Oh, I thought they were just cartoons. But she was like, yeah, they Japanese originally. I was like, oh, and that's why I was introduced to the whole dub sub battle. And I'm a real dubber. I'm dub all the way, baby. Dub all
Yeah,
the
I
way.
understand.
So as a person who's pirated a good amount of anime, I think being able to watch it on Netflix, Hulu, or wherever is better, because they at least get some of the. I would assume they get some of the profits, or the merchandise or the distributing is more legal, I guess, as you would say. So I mean, I'm down for it. I watched uh, One Piece on Hulu for most of it. I think they only got up to Doflamingo arc, but yeah, that's
Netflix has got most of it right now.
yeah, I think Netflix goes up to Marine 4, and then they have like the newest, like the last like 60 episodes or something. But there's a gap between the post-war arc and the more modern stuff on Netflix.
I uh I think it's great, but I still think we need stuff like Toonami.
Hmm.
And I think Toonami's kind of slacking right now, if you were to ask me, because they're playing a lot of like re-stuff, like stuff that's already aired, like a lot of reruns. Like
Gotcha.
they should have been had the license to Daima and start airing
Hmm.
Daima right when, like, a couple weeks
Yeah.
after the sub comes out, because
Yeah.
like the English stuff is so behind right now. I think they're on like episode 3 or 4, and the sub just finished. They just finished the 20 episodes in Japan. They should have been had that out right when they had it in theaters, couple weeks out tops.
Yeah.
Um, and they're, like I said, there's a bunch of good anime that's out right now that TV is slacking, cable is slacking on putting on. So at least it's getting with having streaming, it's getting to us quicker than
Right.
it would be on television. But there's nothing like going and flipping the channel and finding a good anime. I use Pluto TV sometimes, and I'll watch reruns of like Yu-Gi-Oh and like
Mm.
Dragon Ball and stuff, Pokemon. You
Right.
know, I like I had a date one time where me and the girl just binge watched One Piece the entire night. We ordered a pizza. That's all we do is binge watch One Piece.
How
And
big of a dent y'all put in there?
what you mean? Oh,
Like how
from
many
watching it,
episodes? Yeah, how many episodes did y'all get through?
probably 10 or 11. We did
Oh,
like the
okay.
first half of when they introduced Ace,
Gotcha.
and they were fighting the Marines and stuff.
Oh,
Like
Alabasar.
yeah,
Yes.
I watched a lot of that, and I was like, oh man, I was like, this might be getting me back into One Piece. I gotta finish this.
Hey, man, you gotta join the squad. Hey, that's right.
But I, like you said, I'm a dub person.
Right,
The only time I ever watched sub was like if it's not available, like with Dragon Ball Daima.
right.
I've watched all Dragon Ball Daima, all Dragon Ball Super. I've never
Yeah.
seen the Super dub. I watched it all subbed because I was too impatient.
Yeah, I grew up
Well,
with Goku dub. I can't do Goku sub. Yeah, it's just the childhood nostalgia. I gotta hear that Sean.
I like the dub for when
Mhm.
I watch Dragon Ball Z, you know.
Right.
But like, I just too impatient to be waiting. I think I'll watch Daima dubbed eventually when it's like all
Right.
out.
Yeah.
But they're just not going quick enough for me. I wanted to see like Super Saiyan 4. I wanted to see Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. Like
Right.
I wanted to see all that. And I know people were going to be talking about it online. And I didn't want to be
Yeah.
the one person to be missing out.
Yeah. Them online spoilers was like instant.
Oh man, yeah, but it's definitely one of my favorite ways to watch it dub because I can watch it with like people who may not um be into the anime,
Hmm.
who may not be anime fans. They'll be like, "Oh, what you watching?" Well, if I showed them a sub, they're gonna be like, "I don't know. I'm gonna go to the other room while you watch that." Like, but if it's
Yeah.
dubbed, they might come in and
Yeah.
watch it with me. You know,
Higher chance to pay attention if it's dubbed.
right?